Wow! There's 11 stars on the menu now that we have to do. Hey everybody, Pixel here, and welcome back to another episode of Kirby Superstar Ultra. In the last episode, we completed Milky Way Wishes and did some sub-games. This time, we're going to be starting on Revenge of the King, the game that got unlocked after we beat Milky Way Wishes along with the arena. Let's do it. King DDD demands revenge. Will he finally reign victorious over his age-old nemesis? He's serious this time. Stage 1, Purple Plants. And as you can see there, we have a ton of new enemies. Revenge of the King is pretty much just the first Kirby game's challenge mode. That's something you unlocked after you beat King DDD on the Game Boy Kirby's Dream Land. And it's actually relatively difficult. You have essentially just stronger versions of enemies we've seen before, although your copy ability will still just create those as partners. We have Sword Knight here, which is new. I'm not sure why they didn't just go with Blade Knight, because that's one of the few enemies that's actually identical regardless. But yeah, this is essentially just the first game's challenge mode, but with copy abilities, so yeah, it's cool. I don't really like the fact that it's, like, really difficult compared to the original, but that's fine, honestly. It's not terrible, because as I said last time, always open to more challenge, because these games are super fucking easy. Okay, yeah, Poppy Bros Jr. has a much better grasp of how bombs work in this game than I do. This room, you can get a Maxim Tomato, but there's also spikes all over the floor. It's unfortunate. But yeah, as you can see, we just have stronger versions of the original enemies. These are the stronger Bronto Berts. They're birds with fly wings. Don't know how that occurs. Maybe the birds just got really into the flies. You never know. Maybe the flies replaced the bees. Who knows? Whatever. And in the second area of Purple Plants, yeah, we have Fan. This is a new mini-boss. I'm pretty sure all the mini-bosses in this game are new except for one, who I will talk about when we get to him. But Fan, when you absorb him, will give you Suplex. But yeah, the first area of Spring Breeze took us about maybe 35-40 seconds. That took us 2 minutes. So if you couldn't tell, things are going to be a bit more challenging from here on out. We beat the main game of the original Kirby Superstar, so now we just have all these bonus games that were added Ultra to play through, along with one that was still in Superstar that we just didn't play yet because it's ordered after this, and there's references to this in it. Okay, I kind of want an explanation for why these Cappies are, like, super depressing looking. Like, why are they different? Are they even Cappies? Or are they something else? Because King DDD rules over the Cappies, right? And if he doesn't, anime, why are you lying to me? I'm not actually serious there. The Kirby anime isn't great, and also I'm pretty sure most of the stuff in it is not canon to the rest of Kirby, because Kirby's one of those games that just needs a super deep lore, just like Mario, right, Matt Pat? Okay. Another Maxim Tomato. They're being kind of generous with the health items here. Unfortunately, Poppy Bros Jr. isn't keeping up, so we aren't really being able to heal him with them. Okay. Biospark, you are an asshole. Blowspark? What is his name? I don't remember if the font actually differentiates lowercase i's and uppercase. Well, everything is all caps in Poppy Bros Jr.'s name, so I'd assume it doesn't. Head down here, though. This looks familiar, right? But it's not the same voice. Wispy's Revenge. It's just a harder version of Wispy Woods. I very much recommend that you use guarding. I know I haven't been that careful about guarding in this playthrough, but I'm going to start with this game because these worms, regardless of whether you're guarding, can hurt you, so I recommend you take them out. But so many of the bosses in Revenge of the King can do incredible amounts of damage because they're in their revenge forms. That means they have stronger attacks, they're just stronger overall, they take more hits to defeat. So it sucks overall. Poppy Bros Jr., you become Blade Knight. Stage 2, Illusion Islands. Alright. Let's do the thing. Alright. So this is obviously just a harder version of whatever the original islands were called. I don't remember because that's a forgettable level. There is a lot going on here. There's a lot of pits. There's a lot of blocks. There's a lot of different paths, kind of. It's relatively self-explanatory. But when I said this is pretty much just the challenge mode of the original game, I'm not kidding. These level layouts are almost identical to the levels in that game, and it has the harder enemies from that game's challenge. So, yeah, they got a bit lazy, but it's still cool to be able to play through it with copy abilities, because I played through Kirby's Dream Land a few weeks ago, maybe last week, I don't remember, and it was so easy. Like, the only boss I had trouble with was Kracko, and even that wasn't that hard. You just had to memorize his patterns. But then I played the challenge mode, and I had a legitimately difficult time. Granted, I was playing on a screen that's actually smaller than Game Boy's screen, but it was much more difficult than this. Unfortunately here, we didn't get Bird Kirby, because that could get us over that gap quickly, but we're still surviving. We live in here. Alrighty. Take you out, and head in here. Yep, we have more. We haven't even reached a mini-boss yet. So, these levels are long. Not as long as, say, a Great Cave Offensive level, or Milky Way Wishes levels, which were long because they're, like, the final levels of the game in the base. But this is still long. You can defeat those enemies to get extra points, although they can't actually hurt you. This one is an asshole. There's a rock up here. It'll drop down and hit you, which is unfortunate. You also jump too high to not hit those spikes when you're using Beam's side jump move. You head in here, though. This room is what first made me realize that this is actually just pretty much the original game's challenge mode. This room is practically identical to a room in the first game, where you swim down here, avoid getting into that pit in the water, and you get a 1-up. This room just really stuck with me from the Game Boy game for some reason. That's what I actually played for the practice run at first, because I didn't really want to play Revenge of the King, but I have now, so this isn't like a completely blind run of Revenge of the King. That's why I'm actually doing decently, despite my commentaries, because I played it recently. Might have even beaten it yesterday, or today even, I don't know. I'm not going to give away the day I'm recording this, because why would I? But if you I believe this is not the yeah, this is just a path that gets you an extra Maxim tomato, and you know what? I'm always open to more tomatoes, because those are, like, the only good fruit, other than apples and grapes. That's not even a JonTron reference, I just actually really like apples and grapes sometimes. Speaking of apples, what a coincidence. Those guys are the Mimic enemies replacements. Yeah, instead of being a cute thing that turns into a demon, they're apples that turn into skulls. That's terrifying to me, but, I mean, it's a valid replacement, it makes sense. Fortunately, we didn't get rocks, so we can't smash that, so I don't know what you'd get. Probably just, like, 1-ups or a Maxim tomato or something, which, granted, could be helpful, because here we have our mini-boss, Fire Lion. Bet you couldn't guess what element you'll get if you suck this up after killing it. But yeah, that's probably the easiest mini-boss that's in this level. I'm not going to say for certain, because I don't have a concrete opinion, but you do get fire from it. That's Mr. Frosty's replacement. They just replaced ice with fire. Let's head over to the castle. So, this was Lololo Castle in Spring Breeze. So did they just move their castle? Because these are Lololo and Lalala's Revenge. Much more difficult because you have to avoid them, avoid the Gordos that they can sometimes push out. Sometimes Gordos come out on their own. And yeah, it's just kind of difficult. I recommend you stay near these entrances with the platforms above them. That way if they're coming through here, you can jump over them and then use their fire on them. But yeah, they can do a lot of damage really quickly if you don't jump in time. I recommend aiming for one of them first. I also recommend staying at least a little far from the entrances, because at least that way you can avoid their attacks still. Also, do not roll directly into them using fire. That's a bad choice. Okay, I'm really struggling here. This is one of those fights where you really just need to focus on it, and eventually you'll win. Like, it's more patience than anything. Patience is half the battle here. And patience is not something I have a decent amount of. Anyone who knows me might be able to confirm that. I don't know. I guess I'm a little patient, but not so patient that I enjoy this boss fight, because this is the worst boss fight in the game, I'd wager. I wouldn't actually wager that, because there are a lot of bosses in this game that I dislike, but... Oh my god, they're so fast too! And like, you never know where they're coming from, so they can do damage quickly where you don't expect it if you use my strategy of staying near those entrances. And like, the best opportunity to actually deal damage to them is when they're going into those exits, but then you can't really see where they're coming from, and then they can kill you really easily. And it's one big, just unfortunate boss fight. Okay, he's nowhere near me, I'm not gonna bother. Okay, stop going up there, come down here. Oh my god! Low. You're not going low enough, thank you. Low blow. Okay. Well, at least we beat low. What do we have after Illusion Islands? Crash Clouds! As opposed to Bubbly Clouds. This level is actually difficult. I don't really recommend having a partner, but I guess since I created him, he can stick around. These cannons shoot much more than the regular ones. I just fucking died! At least I got a 1-up first, but like, now that 1-up is just pointless, and I keep taking damage from that cannon, because my reaction times aren't enough to notice that it wasn't there. Okay. I keep thinking that extra blocks are breaking because of that cannon, like, because it makes the same sound effect as a breaking block. But nope. Oh, did I miss it? Did a Mr. Frosty die somehow? I don't care. You are mine. Because Ice Kirby is rad. Because figure skating is the only thing in the Olympics that isn't super fucking boring. I guess it's the Olympic Winter Games. Whatever. I just swallowed him, spat him out as an ice cube, and you know what? I feel nothing. I feel no remorse whatsoever. He deserved it. Why is that platform there? It's not for anything. That's an example of poor game design. They're leading you on, thinking there's something there. But nope. It's just a pointless platform. You have a lot of these apple guys here. I'm gonna call them candy apples, because they're sweet, but then they turn sour like candy. You know, that's a bad joke, and I'm gonna keep it in. Man, I'm doing real well here. You know what? Ice Kirby's cool. I say that, but then I get hit, like, immediately as I'm done saying it. Get froze, boy. We freezing boys here. Okay. Now this is epic. Okay, you just froze a snowman, Kirby. But you gotta cool it. This is one of the worst parts of the level. But not the worst, at least. It could be worse. It could be worse than the worst. But it's not either of those. Alright, in this door, Kracko Jr.'s Revenge. This is the only time we see a returning mini-boss in a revenge form. And that's because, as you saw in Spring Breeze, Kracko and Kracko Jr. are the same character. Kracko Jr. is what transforms into Kracko before the boss fight even starts. He's dropping bombs this time, though. He's serious. He's going into terrorism. He's so upset. But that doesn't matter. We already stopped an act of terrorism in this game, Meta Knight. Alright. So, around here is where this level starts getting stupid. This is just like a more full version of the maze that was in Bubbly Clouds. And it's not even a maze, as I said then. It's just there. It's just a bunch of blocks in your path with a few assorted enemies. There's not a Mike power-up this time, so I guess it's not easier in that sense, because Mike is super fucking powerful. But, yeah, other than that, we'll also see the Waddle Dees have spears in this game. So that's how they decided to make them more powerful, not replacing them, because Waddle Dees are kind of like King Dedede's mascot enemy. He just died. So I will take this. The 1-up is above an endless pit now. Oh my god! Sword Knight, you deserve that. Not even gonna kick you. You don't deserve the honor of seeing Kirby's feet. That was a weird way of phrasing that. I'm not changing it though. For some reason these plasma guys are teleporting. I don't think they're able to do that normally, but whatever. Doesn't matter. So we could go in this door, but as a throwback to Spring Breeze when you could go into the moon, you can go into this moon too. This time, there's still fruit and soda and chicken and fruit just all over the sky. And soda and a 1-up. Let's not miss the 1-up, that's the one thing we could actually use here because this is actually a difficult game. Okay, we're at full health. Food doesn't matter anymore. Oh, we just missed the soda because I moved. And our mini-boss is Grand Wheelie. There wasn't a delay in the commentary, I actually just had a delay to saying that, so... Alright. Grand Wheelie's pretty easy, just avoid his attacks, he shoots out mini wheelies, you can suck them up to get wheel, and you can obviously suck him up to get wheel too, but... I much prefer Ice for this fight. This is Kracko's Revenge. This is just the Kracko fight from Kirby 1. He has more complex patterns, and he still drops Waddle Doos. He moves while he makes rain fall on you. Electric rain. You know what? That's actually kind of intimidating. But Ice makes him pretty much a joke, because while you're doing this, you're practically invincible. Let's get this. Starship Kirby fighting Kabula. This is by far the hardest boss in this game, and I'm going to shut up and let you listen to the music, because I need to focus to win. Great King, Kabula has been defeated. What should we do? You mean Kirby's coming here now? Relax, Great King. You must stay calm. Right. Well, here's what we do. Kirby will be ours. So yeah, King Dedede's not a big fan of the fact we're here now. But I'm just going to keep going with ice because it hasn't failed me yet. So Kabula is actually based on not only Bonsai Bill from Mario in design. First, test him. Go, my servants! But he's also based on the blimp enemy in the first Kirby game that you fight using the air power-up, or the air balloon power-up. I don't know what it's actually officially called, but I'm just going to call it air balloon because it turns Kirby into an air balloon. So this is the first new boss we've seen, Mr. TikTok. If you absorb him after you kill him, you get Mike, Kirby. A Great King, he had an easy time. We'll see how he likes the next. So yeah, we have a bit of a boss rush coming up, obviously, because King Dedede is not a huge fan of the fact we just won, and now he's saying we have more, so the implication is that there's more bosses. We have Revenge of Meta Knight music playing again, because they couldn't be bothered to make new music for this area, because this is just Mount Dedede again, and they can't just have the King Dedede boss fight music playing the entire time. Alrighty, we have Grand Wheelie again, same strategy as last time, just avoid as many wheelies. If you don't have a power-up, you can suck up those stars or as many wheelies and shoot him at him. He does the mini wheelies far more often. Unthinkable! He beat that one too! Kirby's approaching here, Your Majesty. Cursed pink lump! I can't believe it! Great King, pull yourself together. So, you may see Bandana D there. This is his first appearance in the series. He wasn't original to Kirby Dreamland or anything. Or Kirby's Return to Dreamland, not Kirby Dreamland. Well, whatever. There's another one right here. As long as I can get over here safely. No problem. Haven't lost ice yet. These spear Waddle Dees are so cute. It's like, I like how they're trying to be intimidating. Third one's the charm. Get him, Fan Fan! Fight! Fan Fan. Once again, same mini-boss we fought in Spring Breeze, just a much more difficult Bugsy. He shoots those apples, that's your chance to kill him, or attack him if you don't have a power. If you do have a power, just be careful, because he can still grab you mid-invincible power, and then he'll do damage anyways. So, I am going to die to Fan Fan, the first mini-boss in the game. No! Fuck you. That was close, okay. Great King, he beat Fan Fan too. Alright, call the cavalry. Yes, Your Highness. So, he's so pissed he's sending his entire army. And you know what? I think that's a sign of how far we've come. We have the authorities sending the entire military after us. And by the authorities, I mean just the king, because the king's a petty asshole, but you know what? Better the king than nobody, right? Alright, we got the one-up. That's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't figure it out for some reason. This is a gimmick that first appeared in Smash Bros. Melee, I believe. These blocks will keep spawning on your head and hurting you. So, we're seeing a mechanic from Smash Bros. Find its way into the Kirby series. I don't know if it actually originated there, but anyway. Enough, Kirby! Face twin Fire Lions! Go get them! So we have two Fire Lions, arguably the easiest boss we fought in this game. Excuse me, I'm not gross. Okay, we're gonna die. It's inevitable. We're screwed. Okay. Unless we can take one of them out, yeah, we're dead. That's our second death in this episode. Granted, one of those deaths was really stupid, but whatever. I guess we have to do this without power-ups. Shouldn't be too difficult because they drop stars relatively often, but... Yep, okay. Since there's two of them, they drop these stars that go through both, so we can do damage to both of them. Okay. Do another jump. Yes! Okay, he grabbed me mid-jump. That is an oddly suplex move for a fire elemental enemy. Gonna jump at me? Do it. Oh, I can get fire. I can get fire to take out the other one. Okay. There are certain moves... If you go to this, you can actually see what powers you can do. So... yeah... You can aim the fire? Huh. B prior to landing fireball roll. Yeah, okay. I didn't know you could actually aim the fire. But that's... it's news to me, but I guess it makes sense. Okay, well, that's news to me. Doesn't aim very much, I guess, so I can't imagine it's too helpful. Watch that be the key to some super powerful move. Oh no! He beat everyone we have! Can't anyone beat that guy! Alright, well... Great King, Kirby made it here. What do we do? We're done for. Only one option. Okay then. I guess it's your turn. But Great King, I can't do it alone. Fine. You can go. You've been spared. Don't go, King! I'm sorry. Great King! Oh, he pulled a Meta Knight with the whole I'm sorry. It's time for my secret weapon. Now you pay, Kirby! Pulling a Meta Knight with the whole having sympathy for his troopers that are going to die thing. And you know what? That's pretty neat. I do like that they're making King Dedede more of a character instead of an obvious antagonist, considering they're going to make him into a protagonist. Got a one-up up here. I didn't actually notice this on my test playthrough, but there you go. The only thing guarding it is a Spear Waddle Dee, of which there are many in this castle, obviously, because it's King Dedede's castle, and his whole thing is the Waddle Dees. But, oh, I guess the aimed fire is actually helping a little bit here. Come for me, Cannon Man, and you are dead. Alrighty. And here's our boss of the area. He doesn't even get a title on the bottom. Versus Bandana D. He's literally just a Waddle Dee. And King Dedede decided to send this guy after us. And you know what? He said he was spared. That guy went to fight us anyway. What a brave little guy. You know what? He deserves the protagonist role that he got later in the series. But we have him defeated. King Dedede is the last enemy standing our way. So let's head in here. You made it here. Now arm yourself. Grab this. Bandana D is the only person in the stands this time. King Dedede is nowhere to be seen. Let's grab the hammer. Our grudge will be settled at last. Meet my powerful secret weapon, the brand new Dedede hammer. That, we've defeated King Dedede for a second time, and his spirit is just completely broken. A poor guy gets destroyed by this guy so often. He thinks he finally has a chance for revenge. He has all these stronger enemies. He's armed his military with spears. He has knights this time. He has a super powerful hammer and a mask to protect his face from another hammer. And still he gets destroyed. Can you really blame him for looking this depressed? I mean, that's all I have to say. This poor guy just gets fucked over by Kirby so often. This is still not the end of the Let's Play. As you saw, there are 11 stars on the menu, not 7. So, we still have 4 more things to do. And I do plan to 100% the game on the Let's Play, regardless of how long it's going to take. There might be something I have to do off screen in order to do it, I don't know. But King Dedede's walking into the sunset with all his troops. Seems like he's maybe been dethroned. You can now play Meta Nightmare Ultra. I'm not going to yet. Next time on Kirby Superstar Ultra, we are going to be heading into the arena. Why can't people stop fighting? When the Pink Terror raises his fist, even the strong tremble in fear. Every boss you fought is here. Think you can take them all? It's one gigantic boss rush, and I'm gonna succeed because I need to for a video. See you guys then.